Cool. Is it from my side? Can you help me mute my other account?
Okay.
It's causing an echo.
So is it the external or the Olofus itself?
The one that is not presenting.
Okay. I've muted it. Try it. Oh, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Michael. Hello, Michael.
Mute the other one, not this one you muted. Is the other okay? You've muted the other one.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, good afternoon, everyone. Well, sorry about the whole back and forth. It's technology failure. The other account is still on the MacBook is still rolling. So, today we have another interesting session, and it's from one of us, Temidayo Omoniyi. He's going to be talking about time intelligence dashboard, and we are the ones hosting this session, bringing it to you every week, UrBizEdge, where Microsoft Excel Consulting, data analysis solutions, business intelligence, and also enterprise solutions firm. We are the developers of the only Nigerian financial market data analysis tool, and there are a whole host of tools that we make available to people to use, mostly for free. We'll try to share the link of some of them, so in case you will find them useful. And we run trainings in case you need to take training in some of these data analysis tools that we cover in our training. Feel free to reach out to us. You know, if you are not certain of the date, or you want a different date, or you want more information, we'll put our email in the chat box, so you can always reach us for more information and what to sign up for. And we also have online classes. I'll put the link of the online course site also on the chat box. Today's speaker is Temidayo Omoniyi. He's a BI and data analyst. He's got key interest in business insights and productivity enhancing aspect of the whole data analysis. He's involved in so many volunteer activities with data science, Nigeria, and has even worked with them in training over 1,000 graduates. He's gotten some awards in the data science and artificial intelligence field. He's a graduate of Federal University of Technology, Akure, and his degree originally is in electrical electronics engineering. So over to you, Temidayo, and thank you to everyone. Temidayo, over to you. Stop sharing my screen.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much, Michael. So I'll share my screen. Just tell me if you can see my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. So before we start, right? We're doing time intelligence in Excel, right? So I've everyone. You can check the chat box, or let me just copy it again, or copy this. So we're using these files for the training today. So let me just paste it. So for some of you want to follow along with me, this is the material I'll be using today, right? So this is what we plan doing today. This is what we plan building today, but these are the things we're going to do today, right? We're going to do data transformation using Power Query. After that, we're going to create a calendar table inside of Power Query itself. We're also going to do data modeling in Powerpivot. Also, I'm going to be writing DAX formulas also in Powerpivot. We're also going to create calculated measures in Excel. That's inside Powerpivot itself. Also, we're going to be creating a dashboard. And lastly, after we're done with everything, we're going to embed our reports inside of PowerPoint. So it's going to be a long process to this, but we're going to like short everything within an hour time. So I'll be very fast. And this is what we plan building today. So we plan building something that's very, very interactive and very, very dynamic. So it's taking time because it is actually very big. That is kind of big. So this is what we plan building today. It's actually a pizza data. So I've sent you the link to the Google Drive. So everyone here can download it. Something I'll show you that Excel can actually do also what Power BI or other BI tools can do. So I'll show you that Excel can also do that. So let's now start. So we just close this. I'll close this. What I'll do now, open my Excel. I'll start from scratch now. I'll open my Excel. Okay, so I'll open a blank sheet. So the first thing I will do, I have to get data. So I'll go to get data. This is your Power Query area. So this part in your Excel, when you go to get data, this particular side in your Excel, you call it data transformation on Power Query. This was where you do your data transformation. Before it was called data cleaning, but the new name is called data transformation. It's more like ETL, extract, you transform, and you load your data, right? So you go to your data side. For your data side, now to get, you can see this get data. I'll click on get data. I'll get data from an Excel workbook. I'm using an Excel file. So it's going to open my, I'll go to where for some of you that have downloaded the Google Drive, you have 3 files inside, right? So I'll have to go to where the directory is. So I think it is here. Yeah. I have to start looking for it. Well, I'll definitely find it. It should be sales. So the first one we'll be using, we're going to be using sales data, right? So I'll click on sales data. You can see sales data. For some of you that are following along, sales data 01. Sales data. So sales data. I'll report the sales data. So the data is specifically is more for pizza, is a pizza sales data, right? So I'll click on. So it's going to open your Power Query Navigator for you, right? So this is your Power Query Navigator. It just gives you, this side here gives you the preview of everything. So usually when you open your Power Query Navigator, you have 3 options, right? You have option 1 to load, option 2 transform data. So transform data basically means you are trying to like clean your data, and option 3, let's say cancel. That's if you want to cancel, you're not going further anymore. So you have the 3 options. But now I want to clean the data. So I'll click on option 2, which is transform data. So now it's going to open my Power Query Navigator, Power Query Editor for me. This is where it's more like your studio now in your Excel. This is why I now do my cleaning, I do my data transformation and everything. If you notice now, the first 3 rows here, right? They are no row, that means they are blank. So what I need to do now, I need to remove it. So another subsequent session might explain Power. Benny, my colleague, did a session on Power Query, so you can watch that to like learn more about Power Query. So this is usually where your queries are, right? So this is your apply steps. So in Power Query, you can't undo steps. For some of you that are used to using macros, right? Your macros basically it records steps. So likewise, Power Query, so you also records all the steps I do. So for me to undo a step, I have to just cancel a step. You get, so I have to cancel a step. Let me just say, so normally your source and your navigation are usually your first 2, right? So this one I can cancel this, I can also delete this, right? So now my source and my navigation, right? So what I need to do now, you can see the first 4 rows now. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't need these first 4 rows. What I need to do, I also need to remove rows, right? So I go to my home. You can see remove rows, right? I will remove top rows. So I'll remove the first 4 rows. Okay, let's look again. You can see you can see column 9. Let's look at now. I don't need column 9, I don't need column 10, I don't need column 11, right? So I can select column 9 and to 9 to 11, I click on delete. I can click delete on my keyboard, I can right click and click on remove columns, anyone you prefer using. Okay, so after that again, it's like my row is my header, it has SN, that's serial number, date, branch, pizza sold, price, and the rest, right? So I need to promote my row 1 to be my my role header. So what I will do now, use first row as header. From your home tab, you go to what? Use first row as header, which is over here, right? So you click on use first row as header. So it has opened, right? That's just, we're still cleaning it. We're not finished. We have to look at the data to like know, okay, what exactly do you want to do now? You can see now the serial number is in numbers, which is okay. You can see this 1, 2, 3 means numbers, right? You can see this calendar table. This calendar sign means it's a date data type. So one ABC means it's a text data. So you can see these are countries, they are branches. So Italy, France, and Spain. You can see pizza sold, they're also text, right? You can see price, you can see quantity, you can also see sales discounts, which is over here. You can also see time. So this time is showing what? It's showing both date and time. So let me just change to only time only. So I click here, I change to time. Place current, or I should add a new step. Let me just click on add a new step. It's going to add a new step. It's going to apply a new step for me here. I see that's applied a new step for me. What I need to do now, let me just open a notepad. So I want to get my amount sold. Amount sold is usually what? Price times what? Quantity. But this time around we also have what? Discount. So I'll just say times open bracket 1 minus discount, right? Discount price. So why I use 1 means it just represents 100. So that one stands for 100 because it's usually it's in decimal places. I use 1. So now let's now go back. So I want to get my amount. So now I have my price, I have quantity, I have discounts. What I'll do a calculation from inside my Power Query now. I'll go to add columns. I'll go to custom columns, right? So I'll name this as my amount sold, right? Amount sold. So in my amount sold, I want to have price. So I'll say, can see price here. Price, I'll click on price here. You can see available columns over here. I'll click on price. I'll click on insert, right? Times quantity again. I'll insert it times. I'll open a bracket 1 minus sales discount. I also will do what? Insert it, right? And I'll close my bracket. That's all. I click on what? OK. So it's going to create a new column for me. So this column now is showing what? It's showing both in alphabet and what? Numbers. I'll change it to only what? Decimal number because it's decimal. I'll just click on it. I'll go to 1 point. That's decimal number. Okay, that's cool. So the next thing I want to do, I want to create like time over. Let me create a new column that's just going to give me time just based on only hours. So I click on time here, right? I go to add columns. So this time around, I will say add columns. I'll go to time here. But time now, I'll go to hours. I want to get only the hours. So I have all the hours. I just want only the hour. I don't want I don't want the minute or the seconds. I just want only the hours. What I need to do next, I will now create a time range. So let me open my notepad. So what I'll do next is, okay, just give me a minute. Let me stop sharing this one. Okay, so let me just close this. Okay. So what I need to do next, I will now open, I want to do a time range, right? Time range for the data. So let's say from 0 to 3.59. I want it to be what? Midnight. Right? So after that, I'll say from 4 to, let's use from 4 to 11 this time around. From 4, that's for very little, 4 to 11.59. I'll say it is morning, right? Morning. So from 12 to 16 is 4, right? So I'll say 15.59. That'll be what? Afternoon. And so else everything will be what? Evening. It's just more like a logical statement. Everything will be what? Evening. I'll say evening. Let me make my, so you guys are able to see my screen. Let me zoom it to evening. So this is what I want to do. I'll create a range, a date, a time range for all of these, right? So what I will do now, I'll go back to my Power Query. This time I'll create a new column, but this time I won't use custom column, I'll use a conditional column this time around. So conditional column, I'll rename range, right? So you can see this here. I have column name. I'll say if hour now. That's if hour is less than. If it is less than. If it is greater. Okay, if it's less than what now? If it's less than 4. You know why something is less than 4? That means it is not going to start from 4. It's going to start from what? Less than 4. But if I say if it is less or equals to 4, it's starting from 4 downwards. So if it is less than 4, that means it's going to be like 3.9 or 3.99. If it's less than 4, it should give me what? I'll say midnight. I'll add another condition again. I'll say if hour again. If hour is also less than, this time around I'll use 12 or 12 noon, right? I should make it was morning. So if it's less than 12, that means it's going to start from what? From 11.59 downwards. So I'll say add another column again. If hour again is less than, this time around I'll say 4 is they use 4 as evening, so I'll say that's 16. If it's less than 16, it should be what? Afternoon, right? Afternoon. So after that, else, you know that when you have if of and there's else. So that's value if false. So value if false means what? Evening. I'll say evening. So sorry, evening. So I've created a condition for my midnight, my morning, my afternoon, and my evening. I just click on OK. So I have my time range now here. I can just change it to text. I can delete this if I don't need this anymore. I can delete this. So let's see. I have my hour, my time range. I have all what I need. So the next thing now is to always do what? Close and load. So before you do this, right? Usually I used to tell people that before you do Power Query, you go to your file, go to options, go to, is it query options now? Because it's kind of different from, let's go query options first. You can see regional settings. Make sure your region is usually, because I'm from Nigeria, right? I'm from Lagos. I know people are from different locale, but I'm from Nigeria, so I'm using what? Nigeria, English Nigeria.
So Temidayo,
You say something?
someone is asking that about it. I'm not getting the art columns. So the art columns, so this think so that's a question. I'm sure.
Okay, due to connectivity issue, I missed the starting step. You exported it about to get in. Okay. Okay, to get your data, right? I want to get when person said he missed getting the data, right? So get if I want to get my data in, because I really gone far, cut off time and everything. If I want to get my data, right, I'll just go to from home now. Can see new source, file, Excel. I can get any data you want. You can get any data you want. But this one now, the first data we're using sales data. Why isn't this data we're using? Sales data, this particular one. This first one we're using. Yeah. So this first one we're using. And okay, for the add column now, for the add column one, right? I want to add columns. The first one I did a calculation for amount sold. Amount sold. I want to why do I want to get amount sold? You can also do your add column from DAX. When I want to get amount sold, I have price, I have quantity, I also have discount. Amount sold is usually what? Price times quantity. But now there's a discount inside of it. So you have to take reference of what? Your discount, your sales discount also. That's why I added a new column here. So to add a new column, you go to add columns over here. You click on what? Custom columns. From your custom columns, you can now do your calculations from here. You can say price. That's what I said what? I said I am amount sold. Price times what? Quantity. And you do it. But since I've already done that, I don't do it because you start making my listing drag. So after I've done this now, since I've done it, I've gotten my time range, hour range, amount sold, discount, and the rest. What I need to do, I'll go to Home tab. I'll go to Close and Load. But this time around, I will not do Close and Load. I'll do Close and Load too. So I'll click on Close and Load too. Right? So I have 4 options here now. The 4 options I have here, I have close and load to a table. These are what people use the most. Close and load to a table. I can close and load to a pivot report. I can also close and load to a pivot chart. I can also close and load as only a connection. So I want it to be only a connection. I click on close and load as only a connection, and I click on what? Add this data to a data model. Do you want to click add this data to a data model? This is going to add it directly to my what? My Powerpivot. So I'm going to do my data modeling inside of my Powerpivot. So I click on OK. Right? So it's going to come, it's going to load. Let me check if there's any question.
No,
Okay.
there's no question, right?
Yeah, I was seeing the. So I've loaded it now, right? Oh, it's telling me there's some errors here, right? Let me go back here. So the errors, let me show you where the error is coming from now, right? If I now profiling for the data now, I can see this error here. The errors are there's some calculations down which I don't need. So what I will do now, go to remove rows. So remove bottom rows. I will say remove the 3 bottom rows. Let's check now. Voila, it's working now. So close and load. The error will go away now. Okay, there's still one more. Check. Okay. Okay. Let me just remove okay, remove no blank row. Okay. Close and load. So the next one I'll do now to get data now from I'll get data now from the other data table. So I'll go to home. Sorry, I'll go to my data tab. I'll go to get data. I'll use get data from Excel Workbook. So this time around again, I'll get sales targets. You can see sales target over here, right? I want to use sales target next. I'll click on import data. So to open my my Power Query Navigator, I'll click on it to also do a preview for me. This is a preview, right? Actually looking at time because we have a lot to cover. So I'll click on transform data. So to open my Power Query Navigator. Okay, let me just try and fix this. Let me see. Okay, the error has gone. Let's see if there's any error again. Okay, that's gone. Okay, so the next one I want to do now is you can see this data here, right? I have year, I have months. So I want to fill down. So it's something they call fill down in Power Query. Now you can say I have 2020, but it's showing no. If you click on this filter sign, you can see there are 3 years, 2020, 2021, and 2022. So I have to fill down. So I'll just come here, I'll right click, I'll go to fill, and I'll fill down. So it's gonna fill all the information down for me. You can see I did. I'll show you another way of doing it in Excel, but this is they call it fill down inside of what? Inside of Power Query. I'll do the same thing also for the month. I'll right click, I'll go to fill down. Right? So now I can see different products here. I can see barbecue chicken, I can see barbecue Philip steak, I can see beef suya and the rest, right? What I'll do now, click on barbecue chicken. I want to convert in such a way that I'll be able to it'll be very easy for me to do my analysis. So I have to unpivot column. So I'll come here, I'll click on barbecue chicken. From barbecue chicken, I'll scroll to the last product, which is Virgin Supreme, right? So from Virgin Supreme, I'll now right click, I'll go to what? On pivot column. So I'm on pivot column, right? So I'll just remove this. So I don't need this one, and I also don't need this. So I'll remove these 2 columns. I can rename this as pizza sold, enter. I can also rename this as amount sold. So I have my year and date. You can also merge column if you want to. If you want to merge column, you can also merge column if you want to merge the column. But let's just continue. So let's of course of time and everything. So I'll go to close and load. So I'll go to close and load to. So I'll close and load as a connection. I also add to a data model. It's going to add to a data model for me. Okay. So what I did the other time when I said, let's say for instance now this 2020, right? Oh, this idea is blank. This 2022. So what I need to do now is I want to fill all of this here, right? I'll select all of this. Let's put here total. I'll select all of this here from here to here, right? I'll go to home. I'll go to find. Go to special. I'll look for the blanks. Look for blank cells. You can see the blank cells here. I can go to enter equals to this, control fill. That I did, I just basically filled everything down. So they call it, it's more like I'm filling down. So I just filled everything. That's the same thing I did when I did fill down inside my Power Query. Still the same thing I did. So let me just delete all of this. Let me see, I think someone is sending a message. Okay. So I've imported 2 data now. I have my sales data. I also have my sales targets, right? So the next thing I need to do now is I want to get my branch. I'll go to my data tab, get data from file. So this is my branch data, import. This is my branch data. I'll click on transform data. So it has opened my Power Query again for me. So I have my branch, I have my longitude, latitude manager, right? So this one is okay. There's not any issue with this. I can just go to close and load. I'll go to close and load to. I'll close and load as a connection. I also add to a data model. I'll click on OK. Right? So last thing I want to do now, table. When you're dealing with time intelligence, you have to have a calendar table. So what I'll do, I'll go to home. I'll click on enter data. So I want to enter my data manually now. So I'll say this one should be my start date. So we'll start doing like some Power Queries. I'll say my start date should be 1st 2020, right? So I've named this as my dates table, right? So I'll click on OK. So to create a new date, it creates a new query for me. So this is my date table. So the next one I want to add another column. So I'll go to add column. I'll go to custom column. So for the custom column, I'll name it as end date. End date. So my end date, I want my end date to be what? To be today's date. That's date dot from, right? Open brackets. That'll be what? Date time dot local now, right? So what this one does is just it gives me today's date because I created a Power Query since I said date dot from date time dot local now. So it's going to give me today's date. So I'll change this to what? Date, right? So I have start date, I also have end date. So my start date is what? 1st January 2020. My end date is what? Today. Today's date is what? 26th of what? June 2022. So what I need to do now, I need to create a range of dates between what my start date and my what end date using Power Query. So how will I go about it? I'll go to add column again. I'll go to custom column. So I'll name this one as the date now. Date. I'll put a curly bracket. I'll say curly bracket number dot from, right? Open bracket start date. I'll click on start date, right? I'll close my bracket dot number again, number dot from open bracket end date. I will start my end date. I'll close my bracket. I put another curly bracket. Because this is what I did basically. That I tried creating a range between my start date and my end date together. So then there'll be a list of range between them. I click on what? OK. So I've done that now. So what I need to do now is just click on this expand button, which is over here. Right? So click on this expand button, which is over here. So you say expand new rows. Right? So I can change this now to what? Date. So I have a date. I can delete my start date and this end date. I can do this too. So I have my date table now from 1st January 2020 to what? Today's date. So what I need to do, I'll now add new columns. So I'll click here. I'll say add new column. I'll say I want to get dates. I want to get year. So I'll get here. I've gotten here. Also I want to get another one. I'll say I want to get months. But this time I want to get month name. You can get so many things, as many things as you want. You can get it inside of your Power Query. You don't need to now start looking for calendar. You can build your calendars from inside your Power Query itself. You can do so many things. I can get as many things as I want. Also, if I want to get quarter, I can say quarter of the year. To give me quarter, you get. So what I need to do now is, but let me just delete this. I don't need this. I'll do quarter inside of my Power Query so to look more interesting. So I've gotten this to now. I need to close and load. So I'll go to home. So I have less than 30 minutes. Okay, close and load to. Okay, just a second. It's loading. So only connection, add to a model. Okay. So I have 4 tables now. I have my sales data, I have my sales target, I have my branch, I also have my what dates table. So to see this now, you have to go to your Powerpivot. For some of you now, you might not have your Powerpivot. To activate your Powerpivot is very, very easy. Just go to your file. From file, go to options. From options, go to add-ins. So go to add-ins. From add-ins, you can see this page from your manage. You click on what comes add-ins. You go to go. You can see, you look for where this, you can see Microsoft Powerpivot. You check it and you click on what OK. It comes out. So now I'll tell you the reason I'll be clicking on add to a model since. So I go to my Powerpivot. I'll go to manage. Let's give it a second. It's going to come up very soon. Voila. So it's up, right? So now you can see my sales data. This is my sales data, which I had the right time. My sales data. You can see my target data, which is over here. You can see my branch, which is over here. You can see my date table, which is over here. So let's add another column again. For my date table, I want to say, I want to get like the let's say I get the week number now. So if I say week number, right? Sorry, week number, not weekday. So this place there in your Power Pivot, you write the formulas you write in Power Pivot are called DAX, data analytics expression. It's also the same thing as it's more or less the same thing as what you write in your Excel formulas. Just that this one is just more of like DAX. So I'll say my week number of today. That's the date itself. That's date of date. So date, right? Close my brackets. It gives me my week number. It's giving me, but now showing me 1, 2, 3. I don't want to show like week what. So I create a text. So I put a double quotes. I say week, double quotes, and then concatenate it. Right? I say concatenate. I put another double quote. I put space, double quote. I concatenate again. I press enter. So you saw this going to come out now. It's going to show week 1, right? So let me add another column again. Let me add let's say I want to get the year months now. I want to get the year months. I can use something called format. So in Excel they call it text, but in in Power Pivot it's called formats, right? So they're basically the same thing. If you're very used to if you're very good with Excel, you notice something they call text function. So if I come here now, I say formats, right? Formats, format of my dates. That's my date table. That's date of dates, date table of dates, comma, double quotes. I want to get my year month. I put y, double quote, close my brackets, enter. So it's going to give my y month in numbers. You guys, you ask me, why am I doing this? So let me rename this as week number, right? I'll name this one as year month, right? Okay, I can also do something like let me create another column again. Let me see how to get month here now. So I say format dates. I'll do my date of date again. Date of date, double quotes. So I'll say my month year, double quote, close my brackets, enter, right? So to give me my month here, I'll tell you the reason why I'm doing this, because this one is going to give you, it's going to make your data have more flexibility to do more things when you're trying to like filters and get some specific slices. That's why I'm doing all of this. So let me just rename this to months here, right? So I have my date table, I have my branch table, I have my sales target, I also have my sales data. So I have to create a relationship between all of them, right? So data, I'm at the data view, which is over here, right? There's another place they call diagram view. So diagram view is where you do your data modeling, right? So that's when you create connections and you start linking data table together. So what I'll do now, go to my diagram view, right? So on my diagram view, so let me just put my branch table. Yeah. So what is common in this tree is, what's common to this tree is branch, right? So I'll connect the branch of all of them together. So I click on the branch, I connect it here. I click on the branch, I connect it here. Sorry guys if I'm actually fast. This section is just an hour section, so I can't really waste too much time because we still have to build a dashboard from this. So I connected my branch to these two places, right? So you can see now it showed me what? Many to one relationship. If you look at this here, this star here means what? Many, and this one here means what? One. The same, that means there's one unique here, and there's many of those data that appears here. The same thing here to show what? Many to what? Many to what? One relationship. Awesome. So you can see my date table here. I have to connect my date table also to my sales data because I made my date table for my I'll connect it to the date over here. Voila. Now I've created a connection now between all of them. Awesome. So what I will do now is I can close this if I want to close it. I can close this if I want to close this. Right? So let me check if there's any question. Okay. Awesome. No question. So okay. So I have the tree, I have my 4 data, right? So next thing, I can also create measures. So there's something they call measures. Remember when I was in this place here, right? So when I was in my pivot table here, when I was adding new columns, yeah, it was showing what calculated columns, right? It was showing what they call calculated columns. There's something they also call calculated measures. So we'll do measures then. So something there's calculated columns. We also have calculated measures. So the difference is that calculated measures are just more like I'm calculating inside of a cell. While calculated column is like I'm calculating in an entire column entirely, right? And one advantage of calculated measures is that it saves you space, right? Because if you're using calculated column, that means you're adding new column all over and all over again. That means you're adding more and more columns. So you're consuming more and more space. But if I'm using calculated measure, I'm just calculating inside of a specific cell. Let me show you an example, right? So if I come here now, let's take for instance, I have quantity here. I also have space. So at this part, I want to get my total amount sold. So let's say quantity. I have quantity like different numbers. Total. Then I have different numbers. So I have price between. Let's say my price between. I'm just creating a random number. You get random number between let's say 10,000 to. Can I say 20,000 to 100,000, right? So I have this, right? So how to get my total amount sold? I would have said what? I would say equals to what? Price times what? Price times quantity, right? It gives me everything. And I'll say what? Equals to the sum of what? All of this. Sorry, sum of all of this. I've gotten my what? My total amount sold. But this one it looks like a longer method. What about there's a way I can calculate it just inside a cell that I don't have to now go through creating a new column and now doing the summation of everything. There's something called sum products. I say equals to sum products, right? I'll say the quantity, all of the quantity times all of the price. Close my bracket, enter. You can see it's the same thing, right? They're basically the same thing. You can see that both of them are the same thing, right? So I did all of this. I didn't have to go through creating a new column again and now doing what, looking for the sum again. I just did what, using sum product and I got it directly. So that's just more like I'm doing a calculated measures inside of a cell. That's how measures works. So let's not say, let me just show how measure. Let me just do a simple measure for you guys. So if I go to Powerpivot, I go to measures. I just create a new measures. Let's say I want to do measure of quantities. I say total quantity. So total quantity should be the sum of this sales data quantity. Sales data quantity. Close my bracket. Enter. Right. That's all. That's all. That's very simple. So let's go back to my pivot table. My Powerpivot. Sorry. For my Powerpivot, I'll go to my manage. I'll click on. You can see pivot table from here. So I can create a pivot table from inside of my Powerpivot for dashboard design. So let me my pivot table. I'll click on new worksheet. Right. So let's now start fast. Let's be very fast. So I'll say I want to do amount sold versus. So I go to my amount sold. So sales amount. So total amount sold. You can see that measure I created. You can see shown as FX, total quantity, right? Amount sold versus pizza sold. So I drag it to column here. You can see it's here, right? Let me just change it to dollar sign because dollar is a universal accepted currency, right? So I'll right click, I'll go to number formats, I'll go to currency, I'll change the currency to what? To US dollars. Where's my US dollars? You can see US dollars. Why is this? Okay, yeah. No, this Spanish dollars. Yeah, anyone can actually work, shall. I'm looking for US dollars. Interesting. I can't find US dollars. Okay, English should be under English. So yeah, US dollars. Okay, so I have this, right? So what I do is just create a column. So I'll go to insert pivot charts column. Okay. And the cool thing about a pivot chart is that it's the only chart that comes with what? That comes with FUTA. You can sort the chart. You can do filter, I can do so many things. But let me not hide this button. I right click on this. I over at this, I right click, I do what? Hide all field buttons. Right? So I've done the first one. So let me copy this. I'll copy this. I'll scroll down, paste it again. So next one I'll do branch against quantity. Right? So I'll do branch against quantity. So my branch, I can remove this now. I'll also remove this. Remember, I did a quantity. I'll come here. Where's that my measure? Quantity. I put my quantity in my value tab. I go to branch. Branch is my branch data. Remember, I've already created the connection between all of them. So all of them are already linked together. Right? So with this, I can just create another column also. And the beautiful thing about pivot table is not like normal. If I want to create normal chart in Excel, I would have first selected all, right? But I need to select all in pivot table. Just any part inside the cell, I go to insert, I go to what? Pivot chart. It comes out, this one comes out. Okay. Awesome. I can right click again, I can hide all field buttons. I'll keep scrolling down. I have less than a few minutes. So I copy all of this again. I go down, let me scroll down again, I'll paste it here. So this time around, I have to do like a map. So I'll do branch against amount sold now. So I'll remove this. I'll say my data table, my sales data. I will come here. I'll say amount sold to values. I'll change this to number format. I'll right click number formats. I'll go to my currency. For my currency, I'll go to my amount, to my US English USA. This. But this time I have to create like a map. So watch this. If I come here, if I go to insert map, field map will not work. Do you know why? Field map doesn't work inside of pivot table. I don't know why. So I have to create like a relationship. So I have to get all this data out. So I can either get the data using any kind of reference. You can use your direct reference, or you can use, my preferred using offsets. So there's a formula I use which is called offsets, right? So if I come here, I go equals to offset. Offset, this is my reference here, right? Comma, my row. Row is like in, so this side here, this one here means 0. This row 0, row 1, row 2, row 3, right? So if this is row, so this one now be what? Column 1. You get. So now it's asking for row. So I want to come bring out England. I'll say row 1, comma, column what? I want to be that. So I'll say close my bracket, enter. You can see England came out. I can drag England, France, Germany, Italy, Spain. I don't need this too. So at the same time, I can also drag to the right hand side. You can see, right? And look, let me right click, format cell, currency, where's English dollars. Okay, so I have this. If I can select all of this, now I can go to insert maps. So the map will come out now. So I've done the map. So let's keep scrolling down. To come out, it's come out. Just take time, but it's going to come out. For you to use a map, you have to have internet. You have to have internet connection. So select all of this now again. I'll come down again. While I'm copying the pivot table, I want to easily do create connections, right? So I'll paste this also. Yeah. This time around, I have to do a trend. So a trend of amount sold by a month here. So I'll just remove this. So I have my total amount sold. I'll go to my calendar table this time around. I want to do a trend. So I'll use month here. So my month here, I'll put it here, which is here. Oh, I didn't do something. Yeah, I didn't do something. I didn't sort my months here by. So I'll go back to my pivot table. I'll go back to manage. So you can see this my months here. I have to sort my months here by my year month. So I'll come to months here. I'll now say sort by column. I'll click on the column I want to use. I'll say sort. I want to sort my months here by which column? By my year month. So where's my year month? I'll click on year month. I'll click on OK. It's going to sort it for me. Voila. Why I did that is that if I don't sort it, because of the data is going to be sorted in alphabetical order. That means February will come before January, those kind of things. So I have to sort it like you sort based on the month. February, just create all those things. So I'll come here. I can right click. I can select any part here. Go to insert, pivot. This time I'll use like I'll use like an area chart here. Okay. Awesome. I can also come here. Hide all field buttons. This will be like the fastest dashboard I've ever done. Okay. So let me select all of this again. Copy. So I'll do the last chart, which I want to do a tree map. You might not know the beauty of this. I'm not doing everything. When I start doing the dashboard itself, the report itself, you now see why I did all of this. So this one now, the tree map will be tree map of day range. So I'll do like it for day range. So I want to know the days you make more sales, right? So I can remove the branch over here. I can come here. Where's the dates table? Oh, sorry, to be my sales data. Yeah, I created date range in my sales data. Yeah, it is time range. Yeah, time range. Yeah, morning, evening, and afternoon, right? So if I click here again, if I go to insert column, if I go to pivot chart, if I select tree map, it will not work. So what I have to do, the same thing I did for the map also again. I have to equals to offset. I reference this, comma, go through row 1, column 0, that same column, afternoon. I can add what? This, okay. Select all, go to select all. I can right click again, format cell, go to currency. I'll go to here, I'll go to currency. I want to use US dollars. Okay. Right, so I can now select all of this now and create my map from this, my tree map. Now I go to insert. I'll click pivot chart. Oh, sorry. Insert pivot chart. Pivot charts. Why is it? What am I doing now? It's sorry. Insert. Sorry, normal chart. Sorry, normal chart this time around. Recommended charts. Let me use this time around. I'll use tree map. Sorry, I was going to pivot charts. Okay, now I have my 5 data, right? So the next thing I have to do, now start creating. So these are the things we do normally when we're data analysis. These are the things you do when you want to build your report. So the next thing, right? After I've gotten all my visualization, what I need to do next is I need to do like a note like this. I'll now write all the KPIs I want to do. I can do like a rough sketch on my notepad. Okay, this is what I want to do. I want so things to be at this point. I also do like a rough sketch. I put like a column chart here, like something like I also put different things I want to come out. So I have like a notepad already written down. Like I've done like a rough sketch. And where I go to again to get ideas, I'll show you some place I go to get ideas. So if I go to my let me just go to my browser. One of my browsers I use a lot. So what some place I go for ideas, I go to dribble.com. I use dribble.com a lot. So like that, it gives you like dashboard idea. Like let's say dashboard idea dribble. So dashboard design dribble. You can see here, come here. And I also use Pinterest a lot. So dashboard idea. It's Pinterest. Because normally for we I'm not a design person. So most times I used to get ideas from online. I also use I use this a lot. Also I use free pics to get like free pictures. So I use free pics a lot. Free pics. So it's free pics. So I want good thing about free pics is that it gives you what PNG format. I also use Flatcom a lot. So Flatcom a lot. So Flatcom, I use Flatcom for icons. I also use remove BG. Remove BG is actually awesome. It helps you if you have an image that has background. I use remove BG to just remove the background. So, but some people they prefer using PowerPoint to remove background. But let me just copy this link and paste it to the group for some of you that might be interested in working with this. So I'll paste this. Let me paste free pics. Free pics is awesome. I get like it has thousands of images. I also use it for presentation purpose, and Flatcon also has icons. I also use remove BG if I'm working on any image and it has a background. I also use remove BG to like remove all the. Also another one again. This one Michael introduced us to this one. It's called Colors. Yeah, Colors. So it's also an awesome tool. It helps you for color, right? Just come here. You can get different colors. And one beautiful thing about it also give you the HEX color code. So if I come here, if I press tab, you can see if I like a color now, I can just do it. I can lock this. I can keep pressing tab. It will give me color that will supplement this color. You can see this color I picked here, right? So I have another color that will supplement this. So From this side now, you notice now, I've already locked this. These other ones here, at this side here will now start moving. You can see this other side I selected. So if I start pressing tab, you can see it's moving, right? These other ones are changing. Okay, if I say I like this one, I can also lock this. If I keep pressing tab, you can see that it's now supplementing the color I want to use. That's how cool. So this one is also an awesome tool if you are building reports or dashboards. So I'll place this also here. So the next step now, I've gotten all the visualizations that I want. I have now create my dashboard. So I'll create a new, I can rename it as dashboard, right? I'll go to my view. I have less than 8 minutes. I'll remove my grid line. So let me just select all this place. Okay, I'll add a color to this. Let me just add something very simple, right? So after I've added this, what I need to do now is let me just call this. Okay, let me just add it to this. Okay. I can now give the report title. Let me just select 1, 2, 3, 4. I can merge this. Home, merge. I'll call it sales report. Select all. I can make it bold. I can also increase the text. Increase text. Make the text white. Right? Awesome. If you want to insert images, you just go to if I'm doing a report for a company, right? You have to use your company's image. So I go to insert. I can insert an image. So I go to illustration image from pictures. Right? From pictures, I also go to desktop. From desktop, I'll get an image I want to use. I'll use this image, insert. So this pops out here, right? Awesome. So I can just reduce this. So next thing, now to start bringing out all these charts I've done here. So let's come up. The first one, I'll just select this. I'll cut it. I'll come here. I'll paste it here, right? I'll paste it here. I'll do the second one again. Select this. I'll cut. Come here. I'll come to this side. Paste it again, right? You still see the beauty of this. Come here again. Let me scroll down. I'll get the maps. I'll select the map. I'll cut it. Go to dashboard. I'll paste it here again. Paste it here. Right. Which other one again? It's my mouse sword. It's data table, sales data. Amount sold. Yeah. It was funny why it was doing like that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And which other? What's the last one? The last one is the tree map, right? So scroll down. I'll get this. I'll cut this from here. Let me just scroll down because of space and everything. Let me just put it here first. We still got to arrange it. So the next thing I want to do now to create like a slicer for this, right? So let me just beautify this. So if I come here, let me just click on these buttons. I'll remove this. I'll remove this, right? Colors. I'll fill it as what? Green, right? So I can click here. I can make this bold. Boom. I can change the text to green also. Text to green. I can also copy formats. I can paste the same formats here, right? The same thing here. I'll right click. Fill to green. I'm using the same color green. I make this bold. I have less than 5 minutes more. I can make it bold. Fill this. Also copy the format. I'll paste it here. Right. The same thing with this one too. I'll fill this as green. Make this bold. Copy formats. I'll copy the format of that one. I'll also paste it here. Also, I'll delete the grid lines, which I don't need the grid lines over here. This one here now, you can see the map is showing the whole Europe country. I can just come here. I can select one of the map. I'll just right click, format data area. I'll say it's showing automatic, right? I'll change automatic towards only region that has data. So you just want to like make it bigger, so give me more granularity of it. I can also change the style. So if I click on this, I can also go to chart design. I can change color style to go with the color I'm using, which is green. Awesome. So I can come here. So let's just continue because of time and everything. I've seen, yeah, I know. Okay. After this, now let's then create. I'm meant to arrange this. I'm meant to arrange. Okay, let me just try and let's see how fast we can do this. So because I have to do like DAX and everything, so it took time and everything and Power Query for calendar table. So let me reduce this a little bit. Let me take this. I can cut this. I can come up. I can also paste it here. I can paste it here, right? So let me just put this. I don't want you to come out for now. Okay. Let me make this a little bit smaller. Let me drag this over here. Let me reduce this size a little bit. I'll come here again. I also do like a trend, so just reduce it a little bit. So I want it to rhyme. Okay. So after I've gotten all of these, right? The next thing I want to add slicer to this, right? So I'll click on this one here. I'll go to insert. I'll go to insert slicer. So the slicers I want, let me say select all. The slicers I want branch. I want pizza. That's pizza sold. I want pizza sold. I want time range. Where's the time range? I think that's all I want. I also want year. Yeah, I want year. I want year. So I click enter. So 3 slicers has come out, right? So I'll put this one. I can put this one up here. The slicer I can change it to. I'll reduce the number of columns to 1, 2, 3. Right? So I can put it up here. I can drag like this. You can see that it's showing some blank in that place. I can right click. I can go to what slicer settings. I can hide all data without this to hide everything for me. So let me now create like a layer where I can. Let me drag this one to the side so it will be better. Drag here. Benny, should I stop now? I should continue. You're the moderator. Hello, Benny. Or Michael. Okay. So the next thing, I don't know, like we're way behind time now. Should I stop or what should I do now?
You're almost done. Right?
Okay, I'm almost done actually. Yeah, just some few things. So let's just. We've done the report, right? So let's now. I want to hide. You can see this blank here, right? Let me just slicer settings, hide all blanks. Okay, slicer settings, hide all blank. Okay. So now, let me come here. So from this side, let me just. Oh, sorry. Let me just create like a layout. Home. This. Select this. I can change the slicer design. Let me use like a green theme. I'm using a green theme for everything, right? So let me reduce this a little bit. This. Okay, the same thing. Green theme. And this also. The same thing. Right click. Oh, sorry. Slicer settings. A green theme. Right. So I have this tree. I can also do the green theme also for this, for the year also. Slicer settings. The green theme. Right. So another thing again, I want to do like a card. They call it cards. So let's say I want to get the total. I want like a visual that shows me the total total amount sold, right? So for I want to get the total amount sold in this place. So what I do now, I'll say equals to. I'll come to my data here. So my total amount sold is it here, right? Enter. It comes here. So I can change this to currency. So by currency, I right click here. Right click, format cell, currency, Naira. Where's English now? US dollars. I got my currency. I can also do another one. I can say quantity also. Quantity equals to my data. Where is the quantity? What else I did ask quantity? A quantity, yeah. Enter. It's going to give me the total quantity, right? Total quantity. So the next thing now is that if I click on this England, right, you can see that only this data is being affected. Why is that? Is that I have not reported connection, so it is only connected to this one here. So I have to report connection. So let me just clear filter. So I'll come to all the slicers one after the other. I'll right click on this slicer. You can see, if you notice here, you can see that only one is checked. So I have to check everything. So I check this, I check this, I check this. I also check this. I click on OK. I'll do the same thing now for time range also. Report connections. Check, 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 check. OK. Also this, right click, report connection. Check, check, check. Scroll down. Check. OK. Come here again. Right click. Report connections. Check, check, check. Check. Okay. So let's now try. Now let's say I want to do multiple selections. As I click on this place to give me multiple selections, right? So let's say I want to get for only 2020. You can see everything is becoming more dynamic, right? It's becoming more dynamic. So another thing again, I think that was all. Let me don't waste much of time. So that was all. That was all. Because we can still do more. If you want to start doing more beautification and everything, you can still come to Teams. You can just do so many things you want to do with it. So that's all. Let's not waste too much of time anymore. So over to you. So I'm done. Hello. So I'm done. So any question?
Hello. Yeah. So I don't need questions.
So mine is like a contribution.
Okay.
So I noticed about the color scheme, like I don't know, green on white. If you had maybe pick like a darker shade, like a better contrast, like
Okay.
white.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
No, I'm
So
just
which
saying.
one?
Like I know
I
if it
get
had a deeper color, the beauty of this will come out.
come out. Yeah, that's
Rather
true.
than light green on
Yeah,
maybe
that's
like even a deep blue or a very dark color will bring out the beauty more.
Yeah, that's very true. I just got out of time and rushing and everything. But that's true. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah.
So any question? Any question?
Are there any questions? There are no questions. Okay, so the recording will be, in case you missed anything, it will be available by tomorrow or Tuesday on YouTube. I've posted the link, or you can just search for UrBizEdge on YouTube. And you can connect with Temidayo on LinkedIn.
Okay. So I'll stop sharing my screen. So if you have any question, you can raise your hands up. So I assume everybody got it, right? Okay.
Questions?
No question.
No questions.
So
Okay,
so tell them about the next section.
Yeah. Oh, so the name of the YouTube is UrBizEdge, and this is the link. So you can just type UrBizEdge on YouTube, and you'll be redirected to the YouTube page. Then for the link, we'll have a session in an hour time. We're going to be looking at crime analysis in a city in UK. So you can join the session. I'll send the RSVP link right now. Okay, so it seems that you're getting feedbacks.
Okay. Sorry, the problem was that we planned doing so many things, but the time was too short. The time was very, very short. It was very short. So maybe next time we'll do more.
So this is it.
Thank you very much.
So that's the link to the session. And thanks so much, Temidayo, for presenting today. The topic was very lightly. All right, so I'll end the session right now.
Okay, bye, guys.
Right.
I'll stop recording.